We kicked off the second half of our Heinz Silly season at Daytona last week for the Tootsie Roll 400. We started in the back, and we didn't really have to survive anything all race. There were no wrecks. I don't think there were any wrecks or cautions in the Daytona 500 either. And all in all, it was just kind of a boring race, man. Talked about it at the end of that one. Thankfully, we were good enough on pit road throughout the race, 2 stops, and we were able to hang out in the lead pack, and we had a chance to win it there at the end. But Rosie the Riveter pulled DB Cooper to the win. He's our first 2-time winner this season. And now we're hitting up Michigan with 14 races to go. Stay puffed, Marshmallow Man still at the top of the standings. DB Cooper's breathing on him now. 8 points back, and look at us, we're in third. Steve Jobs creeping up again now. And I mean, Stay Puft, DB, us, we're all starting at the back of the pack here. And these top 10 drivers there, I don't know exactly where they're starting. There's too many things to keep track of. We're just doing this race by race. So let's head up Michigan. Here we are out on the track, ready to roll. Cameron Fry and Rosa Parks starting on the front row. The aforementioned Rosie the Riveter starting up there. Velma Dinkley up there. AT&T Lily, she was out of the top 10 for the first time in a while. She's starting up there as well. This is a big race for all of these drivers that have had some rough outings recently. We're starting 39th, tail end of the field with DB Cooper. And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is back here as well. Steve Jobs is 3 or 4 rows ahead of us. We got to survive. We're going to have to survive something. My name's Adam. Thanks for checking out the video. We're getting a bad jump here early, but no problem. We'll catch them. The field will check up some. Going through 1 and 2 here. I ran 2 qualifying laps, and that was it. Let's hope we know Michigan just by muscle memory here. Neil Armstrong making a move there to the inside. Vegemite car is Mick Dundee. Didn't mention that during the points, talking about the points there, but he was in the basement early on. But he's making his way up the charts, man. Tim Taylor is just the ass of the field. Like, he's not getting it done. Mr. Rogers is down there in the points as well. We're keeping an eye on Stay Puft here. He's down on the bottom line. We'll keep an eye on him. And I mentioned this during the Daytona race, how this little bunch of races going on right now can really shake up the standings, because you can see this isn't like a short track or like New Hampshire where you fall in line, you got to hope for a wreck, or you got to hope for something on pit road to gain spots. I mean, Stay Puft and them, they're already on the charge up there, and we're going to have a caution later this race. No random cautions, I just know that we're going to get a caution. Although I don't think we had one in our Michigan race in our 2005 season. I just feel like there's one coming here.
Clear. Inside.
All right, they're getting kind of wobbly right now. Coming up on the schedule, we have Richmond, Indianapolis, and Riverside, I think in that order. And Richmond and Riverside are ready to go. The Richmond race I ran in 2005 I didn't have the AI tuned in very well. They beat us at the end of the run badly. So I figured that out. Sped up the track overall, and then I've tuned in Riverside will be good to go. I think it's all that's left is Nashville, tuning in the tracks wise, Nashville, and then that new Kansas that I'm going to run. And I'm thinking about going back to Papyrus Darlington instead of the new modern Darlington we ran in 2005. All right, I've been kind of hanging out because I didn't want to join the fray here and get caught up in something. And we're no longer seeing 3 wide nonsense. So we can start trying to make moves here to the front. Easier said than done, though. It's not like we can just flip a switch. And so it shall be done. Like, we have to really work at it. But unfortunately, well, there were no cautions in our 2005 Michigan race, like I just said. But I remember just hanging out with Jeremy Mayfield or Casey Kane pretty much that whole race. We could never catch up to the lead cars. And gas, we just kind of fell in line, which is kind of what we've been doing in this season. So it's not exclusive to this equally matched field that you can't just, you know, it's not like we're just blowing past the field all of the time in any other season. This is Al Bundy here, trying to latch on to Michael Jackson in the Pepsi car. Now let's move to the inside, see what we got. Al Bundy had the same idea. I haven't been running that line at the bottom yet. I wasn't ready to hold that. Cameron Fry out in the lead here early. He's challenging Michael Scott's. If he can finish 40th here, he ties Michael Scott's record of 3 straight poles in our Flip the Grid season. Hitting some speed at the end of the front stretch. All these cars with the great ratings, they're just dragging us down the front stretch at a high speed. I love it. Let's keep an eye on DB Cooper here as well. He has, what, 2 straight top 10s? Or so do we. But DB Cooper might be trying to go for a 3rd straight top 10. And as I talked about in our first half recap, 2 top 10s is rare. 2 consecutive top 10s is rare. Three straight top 10s is just a different stratosphere. Or you're into the stratosphere. He's making a move down there in front of Randy Marsh. You may be moving Randy Marsh back into the Hooters Raisins car. Yeah, if there's one regret I have was not making more alternate paint schemes. There were plenty of opportunities and just to have some fun with some of the different cars, but whatever. Again, if you have any ideas, any recommendations, suggestions on who should be in our next silly season with all fictional drivers, let me know in the comments. So far we have Dwight Schrute, the Beach Boys, and there are rumors that Napoleon Bonaparte might be coming to the Cup Series. Laverne and Shirley too. I heard something about Laverne and Shirley. Okay. So, Rosa Parks now in the lead. Cameron Fry was leading there for a while. Best part about running in the back of the pack is we can see any DNFs. Any cars blowing up. We haven't seen anything yet. I've been dialing in a lot of tracks for this season, and I just know my limits brain-wise and frustration-wise. I didn't want to do too many new ones. This Michigan's always been good to us. This is the Papyrus, the stock one that comes with the game, and it does the job perfectly. So I've never really looked into a modern Michigan, but I wrote it down. It's on my list. Trying to take a peek at that, and anytime I've tried modern, we may be trying a modern Talladega though, because there's no really tuning in the AI there. It's just kind of seeing how they run and hoping they don't wreck a lot. So I'm just gonna simulate some races there. If they don't wreck, we're in good shape. Alright, we've made it up to 30 P32. Our engine is skipping at the end of that straight. Let's make sure we don't blow this thing. Yeah, these first 17 laps flew by. Tell you what, we may not get a caution, because I think a big caution always comes from a random caution that we would always put in, and the field would get bunched up and cars were different speeds, slow cars, whatnot. But everything looks like it's in good shape right now. We're getting sucked up into this next pack because they're racing 3 wide up here. As soon as we see a potential 4 wide situation like it's flirting with now, we just got to be careful. Like this, you see how this is bunched up? Not pretty. I think for the first time this season, things have been set up perfectly for us, race to race wise. Had a good New Hampshire leading into Daytona, which means we could start at the back of Daytona, move to the front, and then we start at the back here at Michigan, and looks like we're going to be gaining some spots here too. And again, it's all relative to what these other cars do. Sometimes you're just racing the system, not the car. But we're keeping an eye on Stay Puft and DB Cooper. Velma Dinkley out in the lead. That's something we've rarely said this season. Pretty sure she's at the bottom of the list in terms of laps led. Concentrating here, making sure we get the job done in the turns. Just take her easy. Make sure we don't go 4 wide here. Looks like that top line got spooked, which includes DB Cooper and others. But there's an ebb and flow to this. They'll be coming back. Yeah, all the cars being elite, it's really dragging us to the front here, and I love it. Andy Van Slyke, Super Dave Osborne, and the Spice Girls here with Wayne Campbell from Wayne's World. And I realized when I was doing replays and whatnot, I'm not sure if I mentioned it at Daytona, but Super Dave and the new Michael Jackson paint scheme look kind of similar, but not exact. I don't know if I subconsciously decided to do that or what. I don't think so. I mean, this is great. The only reason we're gaining a bunch of spots here is, again, these cars are evenly matched, and it seems like they're having a lot of fun racing. And they're just bunching up, and we can catch up. Nobody has DNF'd or gone into the pits yet. This field is spaced out. Seems like there's been a big battle up there for the lead. I've seen 3 or 4 leaders. Homer Simpson, Cameron Fry, Rosa Parks, Velma, Homer Simpson now. Pit stop's coming in 5 laps, give or take. Yeah, you can see we've only lost 2 in our best lap versus our last lap. We've only lost about 3/10 throughout the run. Sometimes the AI does spin out coming off of pit road. If there's 2 cars that come out around the same time on pit road, they don't handle the apron that well. So we can possibly anticipate a caution there or even get collected in it. So we'll just keep that top of mind. I moved to the inside thinking there was a slow car and the AI was running a panic line there, but I guess not. Steve Jobs, he's working his way up here just like we are. Now I am in pit preparation mode. Just kind of staying to the outside, letting them do their thing when they slow down to go into pit road. Ooh, Andy Van Slyke had some kind of weird bobble there at the end of that straight. The end of that straight. There's pit stops. Damn it. Like, we knew pit stops were coming, but we just got a lot of cars around us right now.
Still there.
And I'm afraid to pit,
Still there.
if we're being honest. Just try not to pinch them like I just did there. Give them a little more room. Coming out of 2. Let's hope somebody stays out. And we can pit next time.
Inside.
Alright, we have somebody, hopefully.
Clear.
Steve Jobs and
Pitting now.
Neil Armstrong, it looks like, up here.
You're in the top 10.
Nothing better than a good cycle of green flag stops. Let's just hope we don't get a call out of a caution on the apron. We're going in this time, baby. Steve Jobs is trying to sneak down in here too. He's gonna make it.
Keep it under 55. Keep it under 4,000 in second. The leader's pitting now.
I was just about to say, let's
We'll give you 1.5.
let's remember that we're at the beginning of pit road here. Very good.
Wait.
I have nothing to write about right now.
Come on, you guys. The lug nuts wouldn't go on right. Go, go, go!
Not bad.
Limit 55. Keep it under 4,000 in second.
We're with Steve Jobs and Neil Armstrong. This is where we were.
Watch that
Or who we
speed
came
now.
in with,
Keep
I
it
should
on
say.
4,000 in second.
Let's see how it all shakes out once we get back on the track.
Okay, you're clear of pit lane. Sorry, buddy. I know you can make it up on the track.
I was expecting. See, they have a great jump here. I don't want to spin out here, so I'm just taking her easy. But here we go.
Okay, merge when you can.
We got the Spice Girls coming in hot. Let's be careful.
Clear.
Don't spin out on these fresh tires. All right, we had a good stop here. We're probably going to be top 15 or something. Top 20 easy.
You're now in the top 20.
Yeah.
Good job.
Looks like a car. Somebody had trouble. There's a stray car up there in front of the leaders.
Inside.
I'm gonna take a look at the standings here to see who that is.
Clear.
Unless that is a leader ahead of the pack, which I highly doubt. I guess it is though.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it
Yeah, Homer Simpson has a 3.5 second lead over the field. That's wild. Andy Van Slyke, sorry about that, buddy. We'll keep an eye on that interval to Homer Simpson. I don't know how the hell he got jumped out to a 3-second lead here. Yeah, he's like, he almost lost a 10th there, so we'll catch him eventually. And behind us right now, we got nobody. We got Andy Van Slyke trying to hang out with us, and then after that, it's like a 2.5 second drop to Michael Scott. Yeah, we hung out with Steve Jobs on our way up here. We've lost Rosa Parks out of the top 10. Not sure what happened to her.
we shouldn't use cotton swabs to clean or dry our ears. They even warn us, but we do it anyway. Stop. There's a better way. Introducing WaxVac, the safe and effective way to clean and dry.
Sometimes cotton swabs hurt. If they like it, I love it.
What a great idea. WaxVac just makes sense.
Well, it's taken about 10 laps, but Velma Dinkley has led the charge. Back to Homer Simpson. We still have some work to do. Meanwhile, there's been some racing here and there in this pack, which has let the cars behind us start to catch up. DB Cooper has been getting bigger and bigger in my rear view. And during the commercial break, I didn't see anything wild on pit road. I saw Rosa Parks had to stay a little bit longer on pit road, and you know, just the smallest amount of time on pit road can make a drastic difference on the track. And I didn't see anything weird about Homer Simpson. He came in with a like 0.6 of a second lead on everybody, and I just didn't see anything weird going on. I think if anything, I think they were the cars that were like in second and third place and whatnot were side by side on the apron, and they were just slower getting back onto the track. That makes 100% sense, and I think that's what I saw in the replay. All right, DB Cooper's back on us. We got to crack the whip, get moving. Weird line by Hannibal Lecter here. Let's be careful, not spook him, and make sure the Spice Girls don't push it 3 wide. Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is coming with DB Cooper in this pack that caught us. Man, Rosa Parks is just in the next pack back. Damn shame about Rosa. She caught lightning in a bottle, and she's just not catching any breaks anymore. Oh, pit stop here. 24. That's a little bit early, I think, because we were 28. It was lap 28, and then it should be lap 56. So somebody dropped off a little bit early there. Something feels weird right here. Somebody out of gas or something, I don't know. This is the Benford Tools 400, by the way. I don't even think I mentioned it in the intro. Tim Taylor's home race, the Tool Man in front of us. Just trying to have a respectable day in front of the home crowd in the midst of a forgettable season. Yeah, I don't know what his deal is here. We're about 5 laps from pit stops here. About 5 laps from pit stops, and we just can't catch Homer Simpson. Dominant car. Oh, poor Lily. That was Lily that dropped out. Clock striking midnight for her as well. That's me going extra high there to make sure we don't pinch them in turn 2. Because I've noticed I'm getting a little bit of an advantage on them there. Homer Simpson's in trouble once we catch him. Now wait a minute. Let's not be too poo-poo and woe is Lily. Well, maybe, because she's gonna be a lap down, and even if pit stops cycle through. Oh, Super Dave! I thought Super Dave was coming in. If all the pit stops cycle through here, she's not gonna be a lap down anymore. but she pitted right before the pit window, like, to get to the end of the race, so she would have to do a splash and go at the end. But anything can happen. Could get some kind of caution here after pit stops. She ain't dead yet. Super Dave really hurt our momentum a few laps ago, but we're all right. Meanwhile, Velma has caught up to Homer Simpson, and she's taken the lead from him. And it's actually a 3-wide situation up there now, with a white car going into the lead. I can't see who that is. Might be Neil Armstrong. We don't see Neil Armstrong in the lead that much. This was just, the commercial break was just smooth sailing. 3 wide. I don't know where we're 3 wide. Somebody must have snuck below the Spice Girls. Yeah, DB Cooper. Did I see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man come through? Yeah, he's up ahead of Michael Scott down there in the blue. Probably seeing pit stops next time by. We got to get out of this high line. Tim Taylor, the tool man, really slowed us up last time we were lined up behind him. And we'll pit this time. If there's anybody going in.
Clear outside. Car outside. Clear. Keep it under 55. Keep it under 4,000 in second.
Let's remember, we're right here. There's no way they're only taking on right sides here. They got to be taking on all. I mean, I called my shot that we were pitting. Let's just hope there's nothing, no caution comes out or nothing here.
55. Keep it under 4,000 in second.
What's going to hurt is we don't have anybody to draft with.
Keep it on 4,000 in
I think that was Cameron Fry that came in with us, though. The pole sitter.
Okay, you're clear.
I don't like that they're blowing past us right now. Oh God. Oh Jesus. I'm having some trouble here. Okay.
Okay, merge when you can.
No, we don't have any help here. Yeah, I made that decision to pit.
Leader's pitting now.
2 laps too early. See how much this affects. What?
Race back to the line. Okay, we're under caution. We got trouble in turn 1.
Yep. Doesn't look like any big names. He's trying to figure out who to put us behind.
Pit road is closed. Laps to go. Whoa, slow down.
Are we a lap down? Yes, we are. But he hasn't told... Well, we got a smoker up here as well. Let's just hang on. Let's just see what's going on. There might be somebody just limping around to get home. I don't know. He hasn't told me who to get behind yet. Or I haven't heard. Oh, geez, Rosa Parks.
Stay behind the 29 car.
Okay.
Pit road is now open. We can't pit this time by. We're not on the
That's
lead
not
lap.
what I wanted to hear.
The best part of a fantasy is someone special to share it with. Don't you agree? Well, now you can find that special someone with just one simple call to 1-900-933-5000, and it's only 49 cents per minute for adults 18 and over. Enjoy the fun of meeting someone new. Call 1-900-933-5000. Dreams can come true. The right woman can make all the difference. Call now.
We're gonna be going green with 16 laps to go. We got good news. We're not a lap down. We are at the tail end of the lead lap, and we're in 28th place right now, but everyone up to 9th place is in front of us, is with us in terms of being on the tail end of the lead lap. So we could possibly make it up into 9th place. Mona Lisa Vito and Steve Jobs are running 1 and 2 right now, somewhere behind us. But okay, now Hannibal Lecter is a slow car. He was involved in that pit road merging thing that you saw. That took Michael Scott out and Tobias Fuque's out, and took Tim Taylor out as well. Here we go. Now, Hannibal Lecter's he looks beat up. He's gonna be slow. Let's see if something comes out here. Or if there's like a storm brewing. Let's hold on to her. Don't want to wreck on these. I forget what kind of tires we even have on this car right now. We had to take one extra lap under caution because Hannibal Lecter pitted twice or something. But all right, let's put. We're just picking up spots. I think that was Happy Gilmore just had to dive down into the pits. That may be a penalty situation because it's just chaos on the. It was just chaos on that restart. Cars dipping and diving everywhere. So he may have passed before the start finish. We have time to gain. Okay, Hannibal Lecter. Everybody survived. Everybody survived that with him. Let's get Lily around him. Oh, look out, Wall! I was really carrying some speed there. Steve Jobs is taking the lead from Mona Lisa Vito. Let's make sure we don't get stuck behind Hannibal Lecter here. He's getting dragged by the faster cars for sure. But he doesn't have anything on the straights. You can see me and Lily are gonna do a menage with him here. So, hang on. Laughter's the best way to deal with stress as we go 3 wide. Let's go really high, make sure we don't pinch and spook them. Almost hit the wall, we're fine. We're out of there. Let's get moving. We got a stray car, a lone wolf up there. It's probably Happy Gilmore. Yeah, he pitted. And it had to have been a penalty of some kind. Something just always seems to happen when I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna run into the top 10 here this race. I might start running away with the points. Nope. Let's see. We're keeping an eye on Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's in P12. Keep an eye on DB Cooper, P8, and he's on the quote-unquote lead lap. He'll have a chance to win. He's going to be able to race with the leaders back there. So yeah, we were talking about Tim Taylor earlier. Couldn't get it done in his home track. I'm not just sandbagging. I'm trying to move, trying to go here. We'll give Lily room. Very good.
Still there. Clear inside.
Let's pick up some spots.
We got just 10 more to go.
Can't believe we got caught on pit road, or pitting early and a caution coming out. Man, but that could have ended our life at New Hampshire when we pitted early, a caution coming out. So that didn't happen there. Boy, they just get great runs, and Forrest Gump's gonna thought he was gonna try to get under Lily there, as we all want to do, but let's give her room. Good.
Clear.
This is just a dogfight. Trying to gain these spots. I mean, we're in 29th. Trying to make moves. It's just tough. What we need is for them to start racing up here. And there we go. We start seeing some cars dipping and diving now. That's our best hope of gaining some spots. That was one of my better turn 3s and 4s right there. Turns 3 and 4. All race. I found poor Andy Warhol up here too. Up ahead of the Guy Fieri in the Tabasco car, or the Tabasco paint scheme. We don't really talk about Andy Warhol that much too, except when we're saying that he's DNFing or he's being an ass clown. So, I don't know. Okay. Haven't run the inside of 3 and 4 there in a while. We got through it. Steve Jobs still ahead of Mona Lisa Vito, but that could be all up for grabs back there for all I know. Alright, this line held up. Got held up some. Yeah, this is all for position. We're just at the tail end of the lead lap. Let's just gain positions. A win is out of the cards.
Still there. Clear.
If it wasn't before, it definitely is now, since the caution here would effectively end the race.
Outside. Stay low. Still there.
Oh, he hit that apron and Woo. Okay.
Still there.
Martha Stewart. She is the reason we're in this mess. Looked like she spun out Tobias Funke there on coming out of pit road.
Still there.
Looking at the bright side of things, we do have Richmond coming up next, and it would be beneficial to start near the front there. So that's the silver lining. It doesn't mean that's our strategy. Just trying to keep morale up here after this race really didn't turn out like it was shaping up to. You know? But this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. A lot of fun racing here.
Still there. Just 2 to go. Stay high.
I wish I could have pinched him there, but I've been trying to stay honest about that. Look at this, just single file. Ah. Things were looking so good. All right, Mona Lisa Vito just took the white flag, but she's already won this season. I would love to see Gus Fring or Steve Jobs, somebody new, win. Michael Jackson is running up there too. So is DB Cooper, obviously. I think I mentioned that earlier. And he was 8 points behind the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but the Marshmallow Man is finishing 11th. So SP is still going to have the lead over DB going into Richmond. And looking at the standings, Mona Lisa Vito probably took those checkers. But let's make sure Cameron Fry doesn't steal a spot from us here. Okay, P25. We're starting in the teens at Richmond. That's good. But we'll be starting on the outside row there.
There's the flag. It's over.
Some excellent racing there at the end. I didn't even know that the leaders were right on us in our rear view. I wasn't even paying attention. I was all eyes ahead. Homer Simpson did lead the most laps to this race. Steve Jobs, Neil Armstrong, DB Cooper, huge jumps. Mona Lisa Vito. 25th to first is nothing to shrug at, for sure. We should have been on this first page. I saw that the quote-unquote lappers, not us included, just a couple cars behind us, were kind of had an effect on the end of the race there. Mona Lisa Vito used them as a pick to keep Steve Jobs at bay. We're not on the first page, and we're not on the second page. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is, though. We were talking about him at the beginning of the race with DB Cooper wanting to go to the front with him, and we did. And we were ahead of them, and then that stupid caution messed everything up. And then we landed on the third page, P25. You see Rosa Parks up there, P21. I've just been talking a lot about her, just point that out. Cameron Fry had the pole, ended up P26. And that's all that's going on this page. And then heading to the back page, AT&T Lily, she had that weirdo pit stop. But, I mean, she was in contention to actually not go a lap down there at the end. She was at the tail end of the lead lap. Couldn't hold off the leaders. Couldn't gain any more spots. And Happy Gilmore on that last restart off of that caution. Passed before the start finish, had to serve a penalty. So, and he and Lily and, wow, Indiana Jones and Rosie, all of them here have had back-to-back bottom 10 finishes. Indiana Jones, Lillian Gilmore, and Happy Gilmore are always, they've just been hanging around in the top 10 in points all season. So that's pretty wild. We'll see what happens to the standings when we go to Richmond, which is the next race. We're going to be starting in the mid-teens. It's going to be wild. This is we're getting down to crunch time now in the season. Looking forward to Richmond, and you probably noticed with this upload today that we'll be uploading the races on a daily basis from here on out. Just a frantic pace to the end of the season, having a lot of fun. All right, thanks for watching.